Hello, I'm your host, Chuck Wickbush. On tonight's show, we'll be taking a look at baseball's lost first game and a cocaine-fueled run for the ages. All that and more tonight on Legends in Sport. Our first story this evening takes place in America before baseball became our national pastime. It's the story of Wally Gumption's dream to create the first baseball league in the world and how it all came crashing down. Gumption started his baseball league in the year 1846 under the name the National Almost Cricket League. He felt the name baseball would never take off, but wasn't quite sure what to call the league just yet. Gumption owned the only two teams in the league, the Wickbush Wooden Teeth, with coach/player Kurt Ace Claspy, and the Salem Cigarettes, with their coach/player Flip Gay Old Time Johnson. The original game was played in front of only one fan, who was later found out to be looking for anything else but this. Ace took the mound with no prior knowledge as to how the game was played and started the first professional baseball game ever played. First to bat was Gay Old Time Johnson, who only had a crudely fashioned bat that he called piece of expletive stick. The league lacked major components to any sporting event, including other players, causing both Ace and Gay Old Time to play every position on their teams. The game was so slow, in fact, that the long-standing tradition of getting intoxicated during baseball games began in the stands that day. The first run was scored by Gay Old Time while Ace was busy chasing after the ball because he had no one behind him on defense. However, no runs were ever recorded due to the fact that Gumption forgot to hire umpires to score the game. The fan, became restless, and after several hours of play and no outs with an estimated score of 123-0, the game was called in favor of the Salem Cigarettes due to the fact that no outs had been made. After that fateful day, the National Almost Cricket League was never heard of again. To this day, that game holds the record for most runs scored in a shutout. He was last quoted saying, "Suck it, cricket." Wally Gumption dreamed ahead of his time, but failed to see the problems within his league. Our next story this evening introduces us to the first American sports drug epidemic called the Cocaine Marathon. During the early 60s, no one knew that cocaine was a dangerous drug, not even the athletes. The runners at the Carroll County 20K were no different. Before each race, runners would take massive amounts of cocaine, thinking that the stimulation would help them run faster. This led to record-shattering speeds that no one had seen before in long-distance running. The drug-induced runners took off at paces that not even modern runners could touch, running at 27 miles per hour for distances of over 30 miles. While many of the runners' bodies started to break down, others seemed unfazed by the damage they have done and continued on at a furious pace. The last two runners standing made their way towards the finish line. And the winner was Hawk Jensen, an accountant from New Jersey that had never ran a race in his life, but was now the world record holder for the 20K with a time of 10 minutes and 21 seconds. While his results were never recognized, it's because of runners like Jensen that every major American running event now has a mandatory drug test before every race. Well, that's all the time we have on this edition of Legends of Sport. Until next time, I'm Chuck Wickbush.